All right, let's talk about one of the most important parts of your essay that, let's be honest, probably gets the least amount of love, the conclusion. Today, we're going to crack the code on this thing and turn that final paragraph from just an afterthought into your essay's secret weapon.
You know the feeling, right? You've just poured your heart and soul into the introduction and the body paragraphs. You've dug up your evidence, you've explained all your ideas, you're tired. The finish line is so close, and you're just thinking, can I be done now? Is writing a whole other paragraph really worth the effort?
Well, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And in the next few minutes, we're going to walk through exactly why. We'll see how it directly impacts your score, figure out what makes a conclusion strong, and then I'll give you a super simple checklist you can use every single time. Okay, first things first, let's talk about what really matters, your score. Because the importance of a conclusion isn't just some nice-to-have writing tip. Nope, it's a total game changer that is literally baked into the way your response gets graded.
And hey, you don't have to just take my word for it. The proof is right there in black and white, in the official scoring guide, the document that decides your grade. This isn't about my opinion. This is about points.
Just look at the difference here, it's pretty telling. For the highest possible score, a 3, the rubric specifically says it needs an effective conclusion. Now, look at a score of 0. What does it say? The response lacks a conclusion. That's it. The line between the best score and the worst score literally mentions the conclusion. This chart just makes it crystal clear. It's like a ladder. To get a top score, a 3, your conclusion has to be effective. For a 2, it just needs to be present. For a 1, it may be present, which is kind of shaky ground. And for 0, it's just gone. You can totally see the pattern here. The better your conclusion, the higher your organization score. But here's where it gets really serious. According to the official rules, if you get a 0 for organization and development, maybe because you skipped that conclusion, you automatically get 0 points for conventions too. We're talking spelling, grammar, punctuation, the whole shebang, all of it, down to 0.
So let's just put it as plainly as possible. Skipping the conclusion isn't like losing a few points. It can literally cost you the entire organization and development category score. You just can't afford to leave it out. It's that simple.
So we've established you absolutely positively have to write a conclusion. But what makes one strong or effective? I'll give you a hint. It's about way more than just saying the same thing you said in the intro.
You know, a really great way to think about it is to picture your essay like a house. Your introduction, that's the foundation you build everything on. Your body paragraphs are the walls, going up piece by piece. But the conclusion, that's the roof. It's the final piece that brings it all together and makes the whole structure complete and solid. This whole idea is what the rubric calls a purposeful structure. That's just a fancy term for saying that all the parts of your essay, the intro, the body, and the conclusion, are working together like a team. And what's their goal? To support your main idea, your thesis.
So a really strong conclusion does 3 main jobs. First, it puts that roof on the house, creating that purposeful structure. Second, it gives your thesis one final boost. And third, it makes the whole essay feel like it flows logically right to the end.
And this right here is how we separate the good conclusions from the great ones. A weak conclusion just rehashes the intro, but a strong one? Oh, it does real work. It ties all your different points together. It gives the reader that satisfying feeling of, okay, it's finished. It hammers home your main argument and, this is key, it leaves the reader with something to think about. Okay, so how do you actually pull this off, especially when you're running on fumes? Let's make it super practical. Here's a quick and easy checklist you can run through every time you write. First, just stop and ask yourself this, and this comes straight from the official guides. How does my conclusion make my essay more organized? Does it actually tie things up neatly? Does it make the whole thing feel complete? If the answer is, not really, then you've got a little more work to do. And here's the second big question. Does my conclusion help prove my point? This is your last chance, your final shot to convince the reader you're right. Your conclusion should be that final nudge that makes your whole argument feel airtight. Now, I know this might sound like a lot, but take a deep breath and look at this quote. This is directly from the source material. Your conclusion can be as simple as a sentence. Let that sink in for a second. We are not talking about some massive 5-sentence paragraph here. One single, strong sentence can be enough to get the job done and lock in those points.
See, the goal isn't just repetition, it's about impact. Instead of just rewording your intro, ask yourself, so what? What's the big idea here? What's the one thing I want my reader to walk away remembering? The answer to that question, well, that's your conclusion. It's all about leaving them with one last powerful thought. So the bottom line here is really, really clear. Always, always, always write a conclusion. Even if it's just one solid sentence. If you skip it, you are literally just leaving easy points on the table. Points that can make a huge difference in your grade.
The next time you're about to finish an essay, I want you to stop and ask yourself this one last question. After everything I've said, after all my evidence, what is the one single thought I want to burn into my reader's brain? Answer that, write it down, and I promise you, you'll have a killer conclusion.